This video will show you how to use Excel functions to calculate, to compute some basic descriptive statistic, descriptive measures. For instance, mean, standard deviation, variance, median, and so forth. Okay. So suppose I want to perform the analysis for the weight variable to get the mean weight, standard deviation of weight, variance of weight, and median of weight. Okay. How do I do that? Well, I can choose to place my result in this cell. That's H2, for instance. To start using a Excel function, I always start with equal. And the mean is also called average. So in Excel, there's a function called average, A-V-E-R-A-G-E. And then you type open parentheses. Then you're going to select the range of number you wish to compute the average. So weight is here, and its number start from here. This data value from there to the last piece of data. So I select that range of data and then hit return. I got the average for the weight variable. So it's actually starting from the range start from D2, which is this cell, to D31. Okay, so that's how you get the average or mean. I can type mean just right next to this to help me understand that this data value is mean. Okay, and I can drag here to make the column wider. Let's say next I want to find standard deviation. So I call it standard DV. Okay, so let me just do that. All right. So you're going to use this cell to compute a standard deviation, sample standard deviation for it. Now Excel has a function called stdev, so I'm going to do that. I start with, again, equal sign stdev and open parentheses and come here again, click and drag to select the range of value for computing standard deviations. I release the button and now hit enter. You'll see the standard deviation, sample standard deviation for weight data, right? That is this. How about sample variance? So how do you compute sample variance? Well, if you know the standard deviation, you know the variance. Variance is square of standard deviation. So if you want to do square, right, pretty much square this number, you can have equal and click this position. That means H3. You want H3 square. So remember, square is actually shift 6, right, for introducing the power, right? Power of 2 square. Okay, then hit enter. You get the square of this number, which is the variance. Okay, that's great. That's easy. How about median? M-E-D-I-A-N. Okay, here, this column, I just tried to label the number that I use, that I compute, right? So I would know what I did. So median is what? If you want to find the median of weight data, start with equal, and median function is just median, M-E-D-I-A-N. Open parentheses, click this first cell and drag it down again, just like what I did earlier. And just hit enter. I got the median. Okay, so that's very easy to compute these numbers. Now, these numbers are not nice looking, right? They're different number of decimal places. So if you want to format this data on these data values in this column, you can highlight this column, right click to select the format cell, and there's a number format here, and decimal place, if you want decimal place to be 2 decimal places, it's by default 2 decimal places. You click OK. You're going to have a results that all show in 2 decimal place format. Okay, that's a way to make your the data look nicer in your Excel worksheet. Of course, you can do more, right? Let's say if you want to find the first quartile, maybe I'm going to call it Q1. All right, if you remember first quartile, 25th percentile. In fact, Excel has a function called quartile, so I call that quartile function. I'm going to start with equal, Q-U-A-R-T, actually, it has that quartile there, right? So I'm going to just click on that. Now, usually Excel will give you a hint. Now, go down here, you see a quartile function will have an underscore highlight. That means there's a link here. You can actually get some information about this quartile function. So I click on that. Now Excel give me some help about quartile, right? About this quartile function. And then Excel actually tell you the syntax of this, right? So in the Excel quartile function, there are actually two parameters or two arguments, or two places you need to specify value. The first is array, which means a range of data, right? Second is quartile. Actually, what type of quartile you want to find. So minimum value, actually, if you put 0 here for quart, right, the function will return you the minimum value. If you put in 1, it gives you the first quartile, a 25th percentile. If you put in value 2, it'll give you the 50th percentile. Put in value 3, it gives you the 75th percentile. If you put in 4, it gives you maximum value. So in fact, quartile 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 give you the 5-number summary, right, of the data. So here, quartile. Now second is array, you're going to just select the range of number, okay, and then hit comma, okay, and then right next to that, if you want a first quartile, remember it's value 1, okay, so hit return. So you have quartile function applied to range of data from D1 to D31. In fact, you can also type it here. Instead of selecting, you just type D2 and column D31. It's the same thing, okay, and hit enter. So 49.9, that's the first quartile. How about median? That's this one, right? Third quartile, and for third quartile, equal quartile, parentheses, that array, again, you can either select that or type T2, column D31, and comma, and third quartile is 3, right? Quote value 3, close parenthesis, hit enter, you get the third quartile. So median, first quartile, third quartile. And remember the minimum actually is, you can use a quartile to find the minimum, which is that range of number with the quotes 0, right? And the maximum, I'm going to find the maximum that's equal to QUARTILE, and again that's from D2 to D31, and that's 4. Okay. Now you can find a maximum, minimum by use max and mix function, right? So if I have equal min, that's a minimum function. It will give you the minimum value for a range of data, right? So min of, open parenthesis, remember the range is D2 to D31, right? So hit enter. That's exactly the same. There's a function, maximum function. If you start with equal and type max, that's a maximum function. And then open parenthesis, and then type D2. Or again, you can come back here to select the range. Like I said, there it's the same thing, right? And hit close parenthesis, or just simply hit enter. You get that number. So either way, you can use a max and min function, or you can use a quartile to get the minimum and maximum. 0 for quarts, right, and 4 for quart will give you the minimum and maximum.